Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a while, I'm not gonna lie to you, there's just been so much going on, you know how life goes sometimes. Today I would like to talk to you about relationships and how sometimes relationships can help you gain strength and knowing when it's time to pull away and to move on from a relationship that is unhealthy, for an example. Um, where shall I start? Relationships can teach you a lot of lessons in many different ways. Like sometimes you could be in a relationship where one person's putting in 80%, or you're putting in 80%, should I say, and your partner's only putting in 20%. Those kind of relationships can be very draining because when it's just one-sided, you just think to yourself, well, I might as well be single if this is what I'm going to have to be dealing with. Like, I speak to so many different people on different occasions, and I speak to women sometimes that feel that they're single and they're actually a married woman and or in a relationship where you just think you would never expect to hear such things, but these things are going on today. And you know, there's quite a lot of people that choose not to be vocal about it for different reasons, which is fair enough. But those people that do choose to speak out, they will realise that, you know, people will start to get drawn to that because you're keeping it real and you're being honest. Not to say that, you know, you can't, if you choose to keep it quiet, that's up to you. But some people being open and honest about it is a real big step because, you know, that's something that people choose not to talk about. And the fact that they're sharing it with you, that really must take some real guts. Like relationships, sometimes when you've gone through bad relationships, not just relationships with men, but also friendships, it teaches you a lesson for next time. So when you do come across somebody, you've kind of got your guard up because you know what could possibly happen if you let your guard down too much. And, you know, sometimes when we go through bad relationships and friendships, it makes us more aware of, you know, what we're not going to put up with, what we're not prepared to put up with, and so on. Like, sometimes we have to go through these things as human beings to make us understand what we do and don't want in our relationship or friendship. Some friendships have also taught me a big lesson to know which kind of people to avoid being friends with and to the kind of people that I want to attract and to be around more. Sometimes you have to go through different people to understand what sort of friendships you need to have, and certain friendships that you need to avoid and stay away from. Not all friendships are good, and sometimes you will realize that people only want to be friends with you for certain reasons or want to be in a relationship with you for certain reasons. And when you pick up those red flags and you see what those signs are, you will know straight away, do you know what, I need to keep away from this or that or whatever is pulling you down or dragging you down. Some relationships and friendships can definitely pull you down, drag you down to the ground if you just don't see the signs and pick up on certain behaviors straight away. I'm telling you, like, I've had years and years worth of relationships with people, well, not so much relationships and friendships, and you just think, no, never again can that happen to me, because you're more on your guard, you're more aware of your surroundings, and you more will pick up when something's not good. You just go by people's energy as well also, and it just makes you more aware of, you know, like knowing when to just say, no, I don't think I want this, I don't think I'm going to go any further. Sometimes you have to have good judgment to be able to know when something's not going to have a good outcome. And, you know, walking away from a relationship or a friendship is a hurdle because not everybody's got the guts to walk out of a relationship or a friendship, that especially a friendship or a relationship that they've been in for so many years. I know women that have been in DV relationships or toxic marriages, and, you know, their husband's cheating on them, beating them up, and they will just stay in it because it's like a trap for them. Once you're married to this man and you've got children for this man, it's hard to get out of it, and it's like a big massive trap. But you have to have a lot of strength to be able to come out of all of that, especially when you're dependent on a man. But you know, in this day and age, I try and advise women to be as independent as possible. It's so important to be independent and have certain things patterned up, so when you're ready to walk, you can walk and there's nothing pulling you back. Whether you have children or don't have children or whatever it is, just make sure you've got certain amount of money saved up, or you have your own transport. Learn how to do all of these things, and you're less likely to have, the man's less likely to have control over you, sorry. Because when you have certain things in line, it's like they've got less control and say over you, especially when they met you and you had these things. Like, a lot of men seem to think that they control women in different ways, and some women don't even realise that they're being controlled. Like, you know, like, I'll give you an example. Like, when they phone you, they expect you to pick up, and if you don't pick up your phone, it's a massive problem. All of that, those kind of behaviours is early signs of control. And some women, like I said, they don't even realise that they're being controlled until they've actually came out of it, and then look back and just think, do you know what, I was being controlled. It's like, sometimes you self-reflect on things that have happened in your life, and you look back and you just think, oh my God, that was manipulation, or whatever it was that you're looking back and self-reflecting on. You look back and you just look at it in a completely different light from how you looked at it when it was actually happening. Sometimes self-reflection is just so good, because it makes you aware, and how it makes you realize how much you've grown to the point where you wouldn't let that happen to you again. It's just so important to do that. And, you know, well done to those women that have come out of toxic marriages and relationships where it seemed impossible to get out of. I know so many different women, as I keep saying, that have gone through similar things. I've gone through certain things in my life also. Friendships, like I said, that were no good for me. I look back and I just think, do you know what, I'm so glad that certain people are not in my life anymore. I'm very grateful for that, and do you know what, I would like it to stay that way. Like, I don't need to be around people all the time. God's given me strength to make me realise that I can be by myself. I don't always have to have a bag of friends around me, or loads of friends around me, should I say. It doesn't have to be like that at all. Like, sometimes when God isolates you, it's for a reason, because he wants to have your full attention, and sometimes people can be the biggest distraction. And, you know, having that isolation period is to get more growth and maturity out of you. And when you realise why God's doing it, it makes you just refresh that in your memory and just think, I know why God is doing this. God, just give me the strength to conquer it and just get on with what I have to do. When you say these words and you manifest how you want your life to be, and read in the word, these things help you understand and know why you're jumping all these hurdles. It is tough, especially when you don't have God in your life. I'm telling you, sometimes when you don't have God in your life, you see the difference. When I was going through these things, God wasn't really in my life like how he should be. Like, he should have been at forefront, and he wasn't. And I think that these things hit me harder than what it needed to. But now that I have the tools and I know all the correct tools to use, I can now see and fight off when I come across or become, well, sorry, I can't even get my words out. When I become involved in, or in a particular situation, I know exactly how to deal with it. But, you know, when you gain strength, it gives you strength. When you've been in bad relationships, friendships, it gives you strength for the next time. And then you know that you're not going to put up with foolishness again, because you know what you went through when you was in that relationship, friendship, and how it made you feel. And you just think, never again, I'm not going to allow that to happen. So having strength is so important. It gives you strength going in these kinds of situations well, not to say you're going into it as such, but being a part of those kind of things, it makes you realize I don't need to, like, yeah, you need to go through it, but you don't need to put up with it, and you don't need to stay in it. And well done for those people that can walk away from it. But anyway, guys, that's enough for today. I'm going to wrap it up now. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share and subscribe for those of you that haven't. And have a nice day. Take care.